Hey everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. This is going to be a good episode. I know it. I feel it. We all know it. Tried moving my camera around. I might try to maybe move to the outside for next week or something like that as it gets cooler. And then I can do live out there by the stepping stones. But we're going to have a good episode anyway. So this week I'm going to talk a little bit about Trashy Hood. It's always there. I am 9 weeks in, so I'm actually feeling pretty good about my walking. I don't feel that great about picking up all the trash that I'm finding. In fact, I'll go into that later. So Trashy Hood, a little bit about the projects with some video. I've been getting some great feedback about how the video is better of me showing what I'm doing. One of them is actually going to be the Zen moment for the day. And see if I can angle myself so that this glasses look right. If I push them up all the way. Yeah, that probably works. So, by the way, quick tangent. One of the reasons why I don't push them up all the way normally is because my eyelashes are so long, they go up against the lens, and I can feel that. And so, I know, I shouldn't complain, but it is what it is. So, like I said, Trashy Hood projects. We got a Zen moment. We have a really good outdoor versus outdoor for our bottom line, and then we have a beer review. So let's get right to it. Let's check out what's going on in the hood. Javier in the Air presents Trash in the Hood. Hey everybody, so this is day 2, and the way I mark it is I just mark the week that I'm out walking and then what day of the week that is. So this is day 2, which is a Tuesday. You see there the usual garbage after a Saturday night, a hard Saturday night. It looks like some plastic, water bottles, of course, an IPA can, root beer, and some just various junk along with the cigarette butts as normal. There's a cigarette butts dead center here for day 3. A dish rag, some French fry container, a strap. Various bits of some baby socks. I was by the park, so I guess somebody was changing out their kids' socks and then threw these on the ground. So here's day 5. SpongeBob SquarePants is waving at us. More cigarette butts, one with actual lipstick on it. There's a torn cord. There's some other cords, a paper towel, cardboard from the center of it, some more lights and stuff like that, styrofoam, various bits of plastic and stuff like that. And then Saturday morning, this was our coffee run with my friend and I and her husband this week. We were all walking out to get coffee. You see the cigarette butts, and there's a flower headdress that was there, 2 tiny liquor bottles, a vape cartridge, some more of the viagra-ish type pills, and a bunch of plastics and to-go container, top and bottom. So I wanted to shout out to these young people that were out here on Saturday, which was day 6. They were actually out picking up junk along the road at 6:20. Here's another shout of them as they were walking by. I thought I'd give them credit. Good for you, and good for everyone who's out there picking up trash. Hey, so there we are. I want to continue to give a shout out to the young peeps that were out there Saturday morning with reflective vests on. Very, very smart, very good idea for them, especially because they were walking along 6:20. And the shot that the 2 pictures that you saw, which were in front of Mojo Coffee, which I give a shout out just for free. I'm not being paid or anything like that. Not really shilling for them, just telling them that's where I was. And there's no sidewalk there, so that's really important that they're wearing these reflective vests. It's early in the morning. People haven't had their cup of joe yet. People haven't. They're not always sharp-eyed, eagle-eyed, especially on a Saturday morning. And this was probably about 8:45. So I really doubt everybody was full 100% awake on a Saturday morning. So good for them for picking up the trash, and good for them for being cautious and taking precautions to make sure that they don't get hit. So, all right, well, again, people have been asking me where you go um, on your walks, and I've been getting some great feedback on nextdoor.com and some other places. So I pretty much walk. I live off of Hickory Drive. So I'll just make that clear right now. I live off of Hickory Drive, and so everything's gonna start pretty much from Hickory Drive. I don't drive anywhere to walk because that's not my neighborhood. Plus, why drive to walk when you can just walk by going out your front door? I'll have a discussion about that, I'm sure, in a couple weeks for the bottom line about that. But I go out and walk. I can't run anymore. My knees are shot, and until I replace them, which is going to be a while, pretty much all I can do is walk unless I drop a large amount of weight, which I'm also working on. But right now, I'm walking. So I walk out my front door, and I decide which way I'm going to go. So depending on the day, depending on the time, depending on how much time I have, I will just go out my front door or through my garage, and I will walk on out. Sometimes I take a right and I go through, back through the streets like Black Cherry and Mulberry and Texas Oakway and Red Bay and Lauretta Wood and those that are back in that area. Or sometimes I'll go up to El Salito, and then I can go up to 620, or which is right by the Walgreens, and then in that spot. Or I can go the other way, go down and turn up Spider Lily View, or I can go and turn up Hatch, or I can go Spider Lily View the other way on the other side of El Salito Parkway. Go by the school, go down Dagama, go down Jerry, and go down all the other streets I need. I even go up to as far. I haven't done it lately, but I've gone up as far as Cypress Creek, and I may need to hit that again when as it gets cooler. So I'm all over the place. I had somebody ask me, why don't you do McNeil and Springwood Parkway? I can't walk that far. I apologize for that, but I like to walk in my neighborhood. For the most part, I may hit some other neighborhoods from time to time if I go and have friends that want to walk with me. But for the most part, I'm going to stay in my neighborhood. Besides, there's plenty of trash in my neighborhood for me to deal with, so there's no need for me to go to others where there continues to be trash in my neighborhood, right? And if you're live near those McNeil and Springwood, or I'm not Springwood, Spicewood Parkway. If you live near those two, I mean, perhaps you can pick up some trash and you can start posting like I do, especially if it's a concern and you live near there. So I will continue to do this for as long as I can. So far, so good. I haven't had any complaints. I haven't been taken down lately on well, the site. So it's all been good. I'm glad that I could go out there and continue to do it. I'm not trying to shame anybody. I'm not trying to look for a handout. Hey, here's a little for helping out. I don't want that. In fact, I insist I don't want that. I'm just out there because I need to walk. And to hold me accountable, why not pick up the trash that I see in my neighborhood every day? So that's where I am with that. And if you feel the need to do the same thing I'm doing, by all means go for it. And maybe I'll see you out there. So there we go. Okay, so I have some updates on projects. One of the projects is actually going to be a Zen moment, but I'm going to show you what else I got. And then I'll either do a voiceover or I'll come back and talk a little bit about them. So here's some of the projects I'm working on. Okay, so continuation of the Hobhenge stepping stone project. As you see here, I'm going to come around. Been getting a lot of, some work done. I'm probably since the last posting, I'm probably about 20 bags in of cement. So I changed the project a little. You see this gap right here, and then that gap right there. There's something special is going to go in there. So I'll show that, but this is continuation of the stepping stone or Hobhenge project. Okay, so this is the loofah that I'm growing in my backyard, which I currently have 6 available for sale, and I have about 20 that are growing. So if you look in the dead center, you'll see that loofah, and you see that piece of lattice work, which is about 6 foot. So if you can imagine that one dead center, and then a little bit lower and to the right, they look like green beans. They're really loofah, and they are about that one is probably as long as my arm, so probably 2.5 foot, and the one below it is probably 2.5 foot, but it's curled a little. So it's unbelievable how great the rain and the atmosphere around here is for growing loofah. It's fantastic. Okay, so I lied a little bit. I only had the 2 projects going. The stepping stones, which you see there, and actually that was taken yesterday, and I've done another 2 or 3 bags of cement since I took that video. And I'm getting closer. Appreciate everybody's good feedback on that. It does look weird, and it may continue to look weird, but once I burn off that the baggies, which are eco-friendly, by the way, I made sure and I sourced them through Amazon, and they're not or they are biodegradable, I should say. But I'm gonna burn them anyway because I need to burn them off for the stones that are inside the bags. So I'm getting a little bit better at scooping and getting the bags in there, so I'm getting done quicker. It takes me about 30 minutes or so to get about 2 bags of concrete done, which doesn't, it sounds like it's quick, like why haven't you finished already? If you've had to fill up plastic baggies of concrete and then spin them and make them tight and then decide where you want to put those concrete bags, and you can do more than 2 bags a day. Well, actually I got 4 bags in one day, but if you can do it quicker than 2 bags or 2 big 60-pound bags of concrete in less than 30 minutes, then come over and I'll pay you to help me finish then, because obviously you work better with concrete than I do. So regardless of that, so it's going well. I think it's like I said, I don't think it's going to be as fantastic as what I thought, but I think it's going to be okay. And I think I got a great idea from the Takashitas, and they are got some really good stuff for me. An idea of what I want to do. Now the loofahs are fantastic. I did not think I would be able to get them that big. So for the most part, let me put down the microphone. They are the ones that I have harvested already are about this big. I kid you not, the 2 that I'm talking about in that picture are this long. That long. It's crazy. The rain, they were struggling, I have to admit, they were struggling for a while. And I think adding the new lattice work so that they could hang, because I've been told that they want to hang like a vine. They are a vine fruit, so to speak. And so are vegetable, depending on how you want to, I don't know which way loofah goes. They want to hang. So they are doing much better now. And I have about 20. That's right, 20. 20. I have about 20 ready on the vine, so to speak. I have about 6 or 7 of them that should start maturing any day now. And by maturing, they go yellow and then they go brown, and then you harvest them and then you let them dry some more and then you peel them like you've seen in previous episodes. So it turned out really nice. So It was really good. So I lied because I only had 2 projects that I wanted to talk about. But like I did last month, I made it out to the Cedar Park Market Days, which was behind the Pluckers off of 620, and I can't really think of what the name of that street was, but 620. So and you know where the Pluckers is, by the mall. So we made it out there yesterday after we walked and got our coffee, and so take a look at Cedar Park Market Days. So we're out here at the Cedar Park Market Days, and you can see some of the wares that are out there. So we're gonna be here picking up some stuff. I might have some photos of what we get. Hey, so here's market day. So this is a shot I wanted to give of all the different vendors out there. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not shilling for everyone. This is just a local community event, and so I wanted to take these photos. Here's a wider shot of some of the individuals that was out there. I picked up some great drunken peach jam, and some horchata, like beverage iced. No alcohol in it, but it was really, really good. And these were some funny shirts that a gentleman was selling there as well. Okay, so if you're in my neck of the woods and you have not heard of Cedar Park Market Days, there's the farmers market that meets every Saturday, literally, almost literally, figuratively across the street from the Cedar Park Market Days. This started doing it, happening maybe about 3 months ago. Could be more, but I just first heard of it about 3 months ago. And then last month, or 2 months ago, I actually went to it. And then last month, I actually um, taped it. Or was it 2 months ago? Anyway, so they are every third Saturday. Yes, every third Saturday of the month. They have this again behind the Pluckers off of 620. And they have a lot of vendors that come in for this. I'm really surprised. It was actually probably grown by 10% from the last time that I went to it. A lot of food. They have food trailers there. They have not live music, but they have music, good music from the 80s. So they have music, and it's a free thing to walk into. You can just find a lot of things. My friends found some shirts to buy for their family, and like I said, and the voiceover, I bought some stuff as well. I really like that Oregon Trail T-shirt that was at the bottom left there. For those of you who may know the Oregon Trail from your old computing days, and so I just thought it would be really cool to show and highlight some of the events that are going on in my local community. So there is the farmers market. I don't work for them either. I'm not getting paid. And there is the Be the Light Craft Fair that is going to happen in November. So I'm going to try to get Crazy Stacy on sometime in October, maybe, to talk a little bit about the event. And I have some dear friends of mine, my neighbors, are going to be out there selling her quilts, which, by the way, are fantastic. I have two of them myself, and I love them. They're great. And she's going to be showing off her skills as well. And I might have something on the booth there just to throw out there. Don't know what or if anything. Maybe my loofah. I don't know. If I still have plenty of them left, I will. So yeah. So check it out. Cedar Park Market Days. If you live in the Cedar Park area, or you come to visit me, or you're visiting family in the Austin Cedar Park area, and you happen to be there, it's the third Saturday of the month. Go out to the market days. If not, go to the farmers market. And if you're here in November, go to the Be the Light Craft Fair. So check it all out. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go and do the bottom line. So we're going to do bottom line, and then we're going to do Zen Moment and beer. So let's go and do bottom line. Okay, so welcome. For those of you who may not have seen this before, welcome to Javier in the Air, and welcome to the bottom line. So the bottom line is where I have a discussion for now with myself about current topics that are going on, or something that strikes me as interesting that I think the audience, which is you, would be interested in. So, and forgive me if my eyes are wandering. I'm used to the camera being somewhere else, and I moved it for this episode. So, okay, so I'm talking about outdoor versus outdoor. So, a lot of times people are like, Javier, you need to get out. You need to go and do things and everything. And I tell them that I'm outdoor. I go outdoors. I'm out there walking almost every day, 4 to 5 times, 4 to 6 times a week. Sometimes even 7 if I get really crazy, and I haven't been doing a lot of stuff outdoors in my yard. And there's where the problem comes in. People are like, you need to get outdoors, you need to do things, you need to be uh, social. Now, being outdoors and being social can be two totally different things. So when I talk about outdoor, lowercase, just capital O, lowercase, I'm talking about being outside in the elements. You're walking, you're in your backyard, maybe there's a field or park near you, so you're kind of walking there. You're doing yard work, you're mowing the lawns, you're edging, you're trimming, you're pruning, you're doing hove henge projects out there. You're outdoors. You don't, and there's the difference. There's outdoors, so lowercase. And then there's outdoor. Like, why don't you go outdoors? Why don't you climb Mount Kilimanjaro? Why don't you climb K2? Why aren't you splunking? Why aren't you going to, Carlsbad Caverns and just, going into the caverns and doing this? Why aren't you doing a 10-mile hike? Why aren't you driving here? Why aren't you driving there? So, you don't then mean you don't want just people to go outdoors. You want them to have to partake in an adventure. And let me tell you, anything you do can be an adventure. When I'm outside listening to my music and I'm in the moment and I'm laying down concrete for a project, or I'm mowing the lawn and I'm doing some deep thinking and I got music going, I don't have to be anywhere else. I don't have to be outdoors, all uppercase. I don't have to go to anywhere else to have a conversation with myself. People love doing it and people do it, more power to them. But they don't consider going outdoor, lowercase, to going outdoor, uppercase. I didn't have to buy special shoes and a special shirt, and I didn't have to have a special belt, and I didn't have to buy a tent, and I didn't have to get stakes, and I didn't have to, buy a bunch of stuff for traveling for a day or two or three. That's great. And sometimes I have a feeling that I may want to go and do that eventually. But right now I have a lot of stuff I'm going on. So, and I talked to some other people, so it's not just me. I've talked to some other people, and it's really a dichotomy. You have one group of people that don't like to be outdoors, lowercase. They're not a fan of mowing their lawn. They're not a fan of keeping it up and making everything look just right, and their outside of their house look pretty, and they're not interested in doing projects on their backyard or their front yard or on the side of their house or anything like that. That to them is not outdoor. They want to be outdoor, which is climbing and splunking and diving in some hidden pool that no one knew about, and on and on and on and on and on. So that's the second type of people. Now there you have some mixtures. You have some people that like to work in their garden, they like to work in their yard, and they like to be outside around their house, and then they also like to take trips where they're climbing and running and mountain climbing and hiking and all that sort of thing, and they have a great balanced between outdoor and outdoor. Outdoor, I'm saying outdoor, all caps. So the difference that comes in is that there's some people that like to be around their home more often than not, and there's some people that like to be at their home about even, and then there's some people that don't like to be home at all. So the people that don't like to be home at all, I've found, are always wanting you to go outdoor and climb here and do this and do that, all sorts of craziness. That is not the same, and so they think that you are losing out on that because that's from their point of view. And then you have the people that are outdoor and they like to stay around their house and like to do things. They're with their loved ones at home. They're communing with nature in their own way, and they think it's crazy for people who always want to go outdoor and have to travel and go somewhere. I personally think it's a little strange to want to drive somewhere to walk. I can walk right. I can go out here and walk and go to the neighborhood and go through a park, and I can see a pond, and I can see people I haven't seen before, and I can do events, and I can see everything for the most part that you could if I were to drive somewhere, like drive downtown or drive this. But I'm not people watching, and I'm not concerned of people watching me, so there's no reason for me to go outdoor um, to walk or travel to walk. So, and so you'll see that a lot. You don't see a lot of uh, well, first of all, for commercials, it's hard to sell the outdoor stuff unless it's gardening, and then for the outdoor, it's always the people that are, uh, you know, mountain hiking and stuff like that, and you got to get boots and you got to get a tent and you got to get that. So it's kind of hard. So there's for the most part, there's people that really want you to go out and do what they want to do, which is to be outdoor, and then there's people that may always want to just have you come to their home or you that go to your home and you just hang out around the house. I know I'm one of those. I'm a big proponent for that, and in fact, it drives some people nuts. So. Now, whether you're an outdoor person and has to keep moving and has to be away from the house all the time to do what they call an outdoor adventure, or you're an outdoor person that likes to stay at home and can have their own adventure inside their minds and everything, um, and then you have the middle of the roads. So the bottom line is, whether you're outdoor or whether you're outdoor, you're still outdoor, and enjoy it while you can. All right, so there you have it. um, the bottom line. And want to take a real quick stop and welcome those of you who have not seen my show before. Welcome to Javier in the Air, where and this is a constantly changing podcast. I call it a podcast. I'm not sure if it is or not. I don't know how they term it these days. But welcome. Hope you have been enjoying the show. I hope you will continue to watch my podcast. You can subscribe on YouTube. Look for Javier in the Air, and then you can also just search by different topics. You can search for the bottom line. I also do some metadata for other things. So if you're interested in getting on the show, any topic is not too small, not too big. We can talk about it. There's only two that I don't talk about: politics and religion. There's enough podcasts and shows and TV and all that other stuff for those topics, and so I won't be having those on my show. But everything else is up for grabs. So if you want to come and talk about your small business on the show, your business on the show, whether you're in the Cedar Park area or not, I can get you on via Zoom and we can have a meeting that way. I've done it before. If you want to be a co-host for one episode, by all means, I'd love to have you on. We can set up so that we can have both of us here and we can talk about things and have a totally different type of show. Also, I will be having a tasting next month for pumpkin beer. So if anybody in the Cedar Park area is interested in joining and you are vaccinated, then let me know. Drop me a line and I can certainly invite you to the tasting, which will then become part of my next show the following day. Okay, so things are getting a little bit long here, so I'm going to go ahead and go straight into our Zen moment. Here we go. Okay, so there's your Zen moment for the day. I captured this morning, and I don't know. You should go back and look again in case you missed it. But there's two bees that I captured that look like they have little yellow uh, football pads on, which is pollen. So they've been pollinating all morning, and this was probably about 10 o'clock. And the little bees were there, and they had their legs swollen, not swollen because the pollen's around it, I think. And I don't think they put them in their legs because they're chitons. But anyway, so little looked like little yellow football pads. So I thought that was neat. So I thought that would be a great Zen moment. So and there's the loofah I was talking about, really huge, and you could see my hand, three of my hand lengths like this, which is not small. So I think it worked out perfect. So if anybody would like to, in the Cedar Park area, like to come by and check out the loofah and the other projects, just give me a call, and you can come by and have some drinks out on the back patio, and talk about planting. So anyway, let's go now. We want to wrap things up with spirit times. Here we go. Hey, so here we are, spirit times. I got this is called, it's very interesting. This is from Imagination Brewing out of Missoula, Montana, I want to say. MT, that should be Montana. And so they are a little brewery company. It looks like they just got bought out in July, or they were under contract, so they should have been bought out. This is the We Are Each Other, their 7th anniversary New England style double India Pale Ale. So let's try that. Let's see what we get. And here we go. Sorry, I moved the camera for this bit. I don't think I like it here, so I'll move it back for everything else. It definitely is the IPA taste. This is 8.2 ABV, by the way. Looks pretty good. Tastes pretty good. It's got all sorts of craziness on it. Can you see that? Their 7th anniversary. They got the peace symbol. There's the peace. Peace in Ukraine. Shows that this was just recently canned. There's the yellow submarine. We are each other. And there's a change the world, change the world, change the world. Lots of really cool stuff. So I like it. It's really good. Oh, and there's Gandhi on there too. I don't know if you saw. Supposed to be Gandhi. Anyway, looks really good. Has a really good taste to it. Good finish. Good start. Definitely got that India Pale Ale taste. It's not that heavy for it being a double India Pale Ale. So maybe that's why it's a New England double IPA. And so I really like it. It's got a good finish to it. I could see myself drinking this throughout the day, like at the Boutique or something like that. So that works out really good. Again, Imagination Brewing, their 7th anniversary. Their We Are Each Other New England style WIPA. I'm gonna go ahead and give this 7 thumbs up. And there we go. So if you have a chance and you're in that area, check them out. If not, you can always go to the Boutique and check it out that way. Thanks a lot. Hey, and that's it for another episode of Javier in the Air. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch this. I hope you watch all of it. If not, I hope you watch most of it. If not, I hope you watch some of it. Let me know any feedback you may have on anything that I did here today or any of my past episodes. If you're interested in the past episode and you don't see it in the archive, shoot me a message, and I'm sure I can find it quicker than you might, because I'll know exactly what season and close to what time of year it was, and so I should be able to figure it out. There are a lot of episodes, so I'm hoping that I can get some more people involved. I'd love to get, if someone's going to do a tamalada this year, I'd love to see if I could partake of one and also film it. If you are in the Austin Cedar Park area, even if you're in the San Antonio area, I might be able to come down for a day or two, hang out with some family while doing some tamalada as well. And anything else that you see wrong or you see right or that you like, and maybe a topic for the bottom line that you'd like to see on here, and if you'd like to give your opinion as well, just certainly let me know. So I hope everybody has a good rest of your day and a good week, and I will see you again next week. Thanks a lot, everybody.